Greetings, my name is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India. I am known throughout my nation as a stalwart freedom fighter, a statesman of substance, and the very first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Home Affairs of India. My journey began in the humble province of Gujarat, where I was born in the year 1875. My early life, marked by resilience and determination, sowed the seeds of my future endeavors. I was not born into luxury, but I was born into a world brimming with potential. It was this potential that would guide me, inspire me, and ultimately propel me towards a life dedicated to the service of my nation, a life that would see me play a pivotal role in shaping India's destiny. Join me as I recount my journey and achievements that shaped the history of India. My journey began in the legal field, where I first made my mark. As a young lad from the rural depths of Gujarat, I had a burning desire to rise above my humble beginnings. With a steely determination, I ventured to England to study law at the esteemed Middle Temple in London. Upon my return to India, I set up a thriving practice in Ahmedabad, earning a reputation as a fierce and skilled barrister. People often say that the courtroom was my first battlefield. I was known for my sharp intellect, meticulous preparation, and a knack for arguing even the most complex of cases. My clients trusted me implicitly, and my peers knew that challenging me in court was no easy task. From civil suits to criminal cases, I left no stone unturned in the pursuit of justice. My successful legal career was a testament to my dedication, hard work, and unwavering commitment to the truth. But, as they say, success often comes with a price. The more I delved into the intricacies of the law, the more I began to see the stark inequalities and injustices suffered by my fellow countrymen under British rule. I realized that my true calling was not within the confines of a courtroom, but out there, in the struggle for India's freedom. In the prime of my legal career, I made a decision that would change the course of my life forever. I chose to leave my flourishing practice, my comfortable life, to join the Indian National Congress, dedicating myself to the cause of India's independence. It was a tough decision, one that required immense courage and conviction. But I knew in my heart that it was the right path. It was a path that not only changed my life, but also the destiny of our nation. I went from arguing cases in the courtroom to fighting for the rights and freedom of millions of Indians. However, my passion for India's freedom led me to a different path, a path that changed the course of my life and the nation's history. In the struggle for India's independence, I found my true calling. In the early 1900s, the winds of change were blowing across India. The scent of freedom was in the air, and I, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, was right in the heart of it. In the year 1920, a call to action was sounded, and I was ready to answer. I took on the mantle of leadership of the Satyagraha movement in Gujarat, a peaceful protest against the unjust laws of the British rulers. It was a challenging task, but I was undeterred. I knew that the road to freedom was paved with sacrifices and hardships, and I was prepared to face them all. In the face of adversity, I found strength in unity. I rallied the people of Gujarat, urging them to stand together in the fight against oppression. We stood firm, our resolve unshaken, even as the British authorities tried to break our spirit with arrests and violence. I too was not spared. I was arrested and imprisoned, charged with sedition. But instead of breaking my spirit, the experience only fueled my determination. Behind those cold, dark prison walls, I found a renewed sense of purpose. I knew then more than ever that our fight was just and that we would stop at nothing until we achieved our goal: freedom for India. Upon my release, I returned to the struggle with renewed vigor. I continued to lead the people of Gujarat in peaceful protests, inspiring them with my steadfast resolve and unwavering commitment to the cause of freedom. I was relentless in my pursuit of independence, and nothing could deter me from this path. My journey was not easy, and the road to freedom was long and arduous. But I was driven by a single, unwavering goal: to see India free from British rule. I knew that the struggle would be tough, the sacrifices many, But I also knew that the reward, freedom for our great nation, would be worth it all. I was determined to see India free, and nothing could deter me from this path. With independence came the colossal task of unifying India. And as the first Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister of India, I, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, was entrusted with this Herculean task. But what did this unification actually entail? At the dawn of independence, India was a fragmented landscape of over 500 princely states. Each one was like its own island, with its own ruler, its own laws, and often its own currency. The British Raj had left us not a nation, but a patchwork quilt, and it was my responsibility to stitch these disparate pieces together into the tapestry of a united India. I was known as the Iron Man of India, but my real strength lay not in iron, but in the power of persuasion. As the architect of united India, I embarked on a diplomatic marathon, negotiating with each princely state one by one. I appealed to their sense of patriotism, their love for their land, and their desire to be part of a greater whole. And slowly but surely, the map of India began to take shape. There were challenges, of course. Some states were reluctant to join the union, and there were times when I had to resort to a little bit of stick as well as carrot. But ultimately, the majority of the princely states chose to become part of the Indian Union. The exceptions were few and far between, and even they were eventually integrated into the nation. The result? A united India, stronger and more resilient than ever before. An India where the common man could travel from Kanyakumari to Kashmir or from Gujarat to Assam without ever needing a passport or visa. An India where every citizen, regardless of their birthplace, was equal under the law. I was committed to making India a united nation, and I am proud to have achieved it. My journey ended in 1950, but my legacy lives on. As the architect of modern India, my vision was of a united and progressive nation, a vision that continues to shape this country's trajectory. I envisaged an India where differences in language, religion, or culture would not divide us, but strengthen our unity. An India where every citizen would contribute to its progress, irrespective of their background. This vision was not just limited to a united India, but also extended to the establishment of its administrative backbone. As the first Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister, I played a pivotal role in establishing the Indian Administrative Service and the Indian Police Service, the twin pillars of India's civil services. These institutions have been instrumental in maintaining the unity, integrity, and administration of this vast and diverse country. But my influence was not confined within India's borders. I left an indelible mark on India's foreign policy too. I believed that for India to hold its own on the global stage, it needed to be self-reliant and strong, not just economically, but also militarily. My views on foreign relations were grounded in realism, emphasizing national interest and security. And so I tirelessly worked towards making India a force to reckon with. Although I am not physically present today, my principles, my ideals, and my vision continue to guide the nation. My life was not just about the positions I held or the accolades I received. It was about the path I chose, the values I upheld, and the legacy I left behind. I strived for a united and prosperous India, a dream that millions of Indians continue to share. Every step taken towards progress, every stride made towards unity is a testament to that dream. It is my fervent hope that my journey and achievements continue to inspire generations to come to strive for a better India, an India that is united, strong, and progressive. I hope my journey and achievements continue to inspire generations to come. From a barrister to a freedom fighter, from a statesman to the architect of united India, my journey has been a fulfilling one. In the early days, I practiced law, defending those who couldn't defend themselves. But soon, I found myself drawn to a higher calling, the struggle for India's freedom. As a key player in the freedom movement, I worked tirelessly to dismantle the British rule in India. But my work didn't stop there. As the first Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister of independent India, I took on the colossal task of uniting over 500 princely states into one nation earning the title of the Iron Man of India. And the legacy? It's all around you, in the unified, independent India that you see today. I am Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India, and this has been my story. Thank you for listening.